Wow.
Hello.
I feel a little better.
Good.
So let's watch an Oldhim game, you guys. let's take that goodwill and throw it right in the trash. What's going to be cool is we're going to watch a 90-10 matchup both ways. It's Oldhim versus Dromai. Both of these people are people you know. A classic battle from the last year of the meta. It's going to be Zach Wallach. Am I saying that? Yeah, wow. Oh, dang it. I should have just practiced. If he was a hero of Wraith, he would make Tumultize every time. And then you saw the other dude yesterday. I mean, you can look at his brother for a second. It's this guy, but his brother. So
that's who's playing? His brother.
Yeah.
Next time, his brother will get one. It will be even.
Yeah, top 8
top
yesterday. Matthew Vore.
But he's more than just his brother. He's
his
Oldhim.
Old man.
His own Oldhim. A great pilot versus another great pilot. Zachary Wallach, AGE champion. Coming out here having a good X1 run. Hoping, he told me, I want to get 2 medals so I can click them together.
Oh, well, he only has 1, so.
Yeah. So,
luck.
Zach very determined today. He's got the eye of the tiger. He's ready to give it his all. Hopefully, so this is really interesting. So these are 2 experienced pilots, but I know this is typically like a longer game.
Yes.
It can definitely have a lot more nuances. Is it still that long for experienced pilots going as fast as they can? I'm not saying like these guys are going to play, but I mean like playing well, if that makes sense.
If you are an AGE, we don't have Patreon, we don't have fan clubs, but if you would do one of those, you have seen Zach beat 2 or 3 Oldhims already on stream.
Yeah.
He is somebody that's like, it's not like it's the back of his hand, because you could run into, oh, this is super hyper aggressive, and I have, oh crap, I have the crappy block, or I didn't want to block with Tumultide because but I need to, and like all that can happen. This is the 90-10, like a high roll of whenever I do my Tumultide and I get your main Crown of Seeds, too bad, now everything's gonna hit.
Yep. It's definitely if Zach sees those bombs really early, it can sway the game in his favor, but that's part of the game, Blake, is drawing cards in the right order.
I never do that.
Never? Your Rush Bellow just always banishes a non-6.
Bottom 20 cards every time.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm super excited. I obviously, Zach's from here, but where's Vore located out of?
He's Arizona.
Arizona came out? I know how much you love Arizona, Blake, and they're here.
Dude, they were talking, they were actually saying, like, we just drove here. When we walked to our car, it was 110 degrees, which I don't know if I believe. They probably like drove halfway through Friday, not Saturday morning. They were like, it's 110 degrees when we started driving, and now it's 75 here. And it's like, this. Why do I not live here?
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Like Arizona is definitely very hot, and there's like cloud in the sky in the beautiful Pasadena Convention Center, and it's still very cool.
And the reason why they don't live here is whenever they go check apartments.com, and they'll go, oh. Okay.
you think Vore, like it's so hot there, he has to play Oldhim to get like a degree older? Like he has to be in that mindset of like.
It's like Zelda where you put the sapphire on your shield and you're always cool. He needs the stalagmite.
It's like I've never seen snow in a day in my life. What is this? Strange.
What's crazy is one of the coldest days I've ever been around was in Arizona, 1 January. So they can go both ways because it's a desert. Yep. Oh. Fabric, Tony, Puff Trees in the chat. He used to live in Arizona, and now he lives in Los Angeles.
Made the right decision. Now he's out here.
He just said Los Angeles for the W. So
one of our beautiful sponsors. Thank you, Fabric, for supporting the stream and AG and all of us here.
Somebody earlier was mad that somebody pile shuffled twice. So now they're also going to be mad at Zach.
For continually to pile shuffle more times. But everyone has different things, you know. I see pile shuffle.
I see France. I see.
There's lots of different ways to do it. How do you typically shuffle? How many shuffles is appropriate?
If I get deck checked, geez, like I heard the riff. What is it? The riffle 7 times and you're good.
Okay.
I think I go heavy on one side, so me doing 7 of the riffle actually doesn't work because I'm just putting the same 20 cards over and over again.
You got a little
so I have to pile shuffle and I'll count and I'll be like 63. Because I have a 61, and then I'm going to do the 2 this, and, like, that's great. But then 1 pile shuffle, and then if I'm, like trying to stall or, like, they're ready to go, I'm like, let me just do another one for fun. But then I'll go quick, and then, like, I think one thing that's crazy is I probably need to buy the hero sleeves because people were wondering, like, oh, you accidentally pitch it upside down. And sometimes my deck, like, sometimes it's a face-up card, sometimes it's a backwards card. I probably need to get a hero card, so I know if I'm doing it right finally.
That's really
We're
interesting.
pile shuffling on the other side. We didn't do it at the same time.
Apparently
We're
not.
taking turns.
Apparently not.
I wonder if they just got deck checked or something.
I think they're just setting up. They know it's gonna be a long game, and they're gonna get an extension from just because they're beyond stream.
Yeah.
It takes a second because.
Might as well make everyone watch this for an hour and a half.
Well, like fine. We'll go back. We can.
No. I'm saying we can watch some pile shuffle.
We're gonna enjoy this nice Pasadena venue. You see how bright it is out there. We have a little nice little skylight. There's a Rubio's across the street.
There's couches upstairs that I found.
Where'd you find couches?
Yeah, there's couches. You see those like those funnel type things?
Yeah.
Those are an atrium where it's sunny, but then there's an overhang that goes shadow on couches.
That's beautiful.
And by couches, I mean like benches with cushion.
Take a nap on it.
I laid there and checked all my dating apps, bro. Look, let me know. Okay, we have an Oldhim player. Oh, we already did all this.
Okay.
They're about to start.
Now we're starting. Now that we showed you the beautiful venue.
A Nothos goes where the arm piece goes. He misplayed his weapon, so he doesn't get it at all.
Very interesting. Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
he figured it out.
He's like, these aren't my arms. These
Yeah.
hammers aren't my arms.
What is Van Brace doing against the Dromai Ash Artist? Getting rid of Oasis? One damage on Oasis? Or is there more stuff that I'm not aware of?
The Vambrins?
Yeah.
There's some cards that do damage prevention. Isn't there? Sand cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Alright.
think there's some niche things.
If you're going to Oasis my
Yeah.
Command and Conquer, let me just pay one more and go ahead and hit your arsenal anyway. Easy block here.
Easy block from. Yep. This is Zach's going to do a little 4 breakpoint, make an Ash.
Because I played a red card, I can pitch one.
Yep. Next second.
Get my secondary resource going.
Yep, I think at turn 1 of Dromai, you're focusing on getting your Ash economy up. You need to get as many Ashes as you can, so when you draw those big dragons or draw even the small ones that you have you can practically play them. There's nothing worse than drawing dragons and not having Ash, you know?
Right. Well, there's nothing worse than Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things worse than that.
I don't know. Oh, no, Terra Sunder.
Oh, my
Anothos.
goodness.
Early on, this is
How
going to be
could
hard.
this happen to me?
So this is a scenario where if he had the Ash cover, right, he tried blocking one, Vore could Remembrance theoretically and ruin that perfect block in a way,
Right.
and then he could get the discard off of that. So there's some, I think there's some niche interactions that might be necessarily worth it for swinging tempo in this matchup.
Right. We do have 4 block showing on our equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is only for 7. We could do 3 plus 2 plus 2, and that'll stop one of these. We can't stop every Terra Sunder.
No, you
I
can't.
think you want to maybe take the early Terra Sunder where you can just still like, as long as I get to choose which discards, maybe I'll keep my best dragon and keep my best pitch.
I think that's correct.
And make a dragon and just try again next cycle for cards.
Yep, and Zach Wallach with the Ghostly Touch, another necessary thing to defeat Oldhim as Dromai is it's going to take a Dragon Soul every time it gets popped, and as many counters as it goes, you can swing it at the Oldhim at the very end. It's a great finisher. So it's going to be a long game because he has to build those counters up in order to guarantee the finish on Oldhim.
Right. Because there's a thought process of what's my Oldhim opponent's health? I need my Ghostly Touch higher than that, plus like the cards in their hand. Like it's like magic numbers for baseball playoffs is the only thing I can remember in the real life for that.
Yeah. And Zach's you're at 40. You know, it's like okay, like you get the Terra Sunder early. It doesn't hurt when you get hit by Terra Sunder at 10. You know.
Yeah, sigils probably come in too.
Yeah.
Buckling Blow. What would we put a counter on? Definitely the. They're actually after the Ghostly Touch to eliminate that in-game plan.
Oh no, definitely. Vore being able to pressure Ghostly Touch is very interesting. I haven't seen too many Oldhims yet be able to pressure it, and so this puts Zach in a very awkward position, not allowing him to develop his dragon economy any further. The Wallach.
Oh my goodness. Take
the move.
one, but get rid of the rest of it,
Sorry, that
and
was
I
loud
get
chat.
so
I got
much
really
ash.
excited.
But that's going to end up being like, well, I don't really have a turn unless the card in my arsenal is Dromai.
Yep.
But that's fine. Just going to immediately draw back up. A Nothos Oldhim, that's a recent thing. What is a Nothos Oldhim doing?
Anothos is just great. Anothos is swings for 6. It allows you to put cards back into your deck and pressure. I think it's just a great way to pressure Zach's health, honestly. And with Zealous, CNC too, looking good.
5 plus 6. You take the 5. That's kind of like what we've seen with like looking for a scrap and some other Scar for Scars. Like, yes, it's a go again. That's pretty big, but there's no on hit, so who cares? I think the Van Brace is also turning on a Nothos. That's why they're played together. Is because I can pitch another card to turn on Van Brace, and now my Nothos is coming in for 6.
That's an interesting perspective. Okay, I didn't think about that. That's super cool.
Uvia is coming in. Uvia is one of the best dragons in this matchup because we want to build a dragon army of 1/1s because Oldhim doesn't want to block things under 3.
Yeah, it's
yes,
true.
you can with Crown of Scenes, but if there's 7 1/1 dragons coming in, Oldham's going to go, well, great. This is just going to run over me unless I pop, pop, pop.
Yep, that's exactly correct. Having those small little dragons bite at his feet definitely nicks away over time all of Oldham's extra armor and health. Thankfully, though, Vore doesn't have much armor, just the crown and the tunic, really. So all the blocks are going to have to come out of hand or be popped.
I think Matthew played so quick that Zach didn't see it, and like for a second was like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Bro, I already pitched, and here's a disable."
Yep.
I think this is a red, so this is 9 damage.
This is red, correct? I don't know. I think it's 7, isn't it?
I think blue is 7.
Blue 7? Oh, that's strong.
Yeah,
So then it's 9.
It's a 5 cost.
Yep. Guardian cards.
They're too good.
And this is coming directly at Zach's face. So Matthew Vore is choosing these early rounds. He's like, I have health. I have priority now. I'm just going to go straight for the face and hope that he can't set up.
Because the 90-10 on Oldham's side that we joke about is like, if I aggressively hit Dromai over and over again, they won't be able to set up the Ash, to set up the Dragons, to set up the end game. Who cares about the end game if I beat you in the first 5 turns? It's not 5 turns. That's kind of gross, but first 10 turns instead of going into a 30-turn thing. What's the longest Flesh and Blood game you ever played?
Flesh and Blood game I ever played? Man, I've probably when I first started learning playing against Oldhim, I've slammed my head against that wall so many times. I've done like an hour, 20 minutes. Like definitely just took a long time to get that matchup and think about all the proper ways to do it. And Oldham's the perfect little body bag to do it because he likes sitting there and just responding to all your tricks and shenanigans. Zach was able to block out and play, a very important dragon here that will allow his dragons not to get popped. This is one of the dragons in this matchup that I think Vore has to prioritize because if this stays up, Vore cannot just say no on a big dragon board.
Right. Mirage is how you can remember that one.
Yeah.
People in the chat, there's been a couple people that are like, why is Oldhim here? Oldhim does not rotate until July 3rd.
Yep.
So this is basically the last hurrah. There's no living legend points being given out today, but somebody will get a cold foil or a gold foil with a G
and a PTI.
And a PTI. So that's why everybody's behind us.
2K cash.
$2,000 will be given out to the top 8.
Yep.
So somebody's gonna have lunch money.
Oh man, that's always the best thing. We were out about last night having lunch or taking dinner after this with everybody. It was a lot of fun. That's where you had that chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember it differently.
I remember had a great time, Blake. Woke up refreshed. All right.
Back for 1. Now we go to 39.
Awesome. No
38.
poppers there. Matthew, a little hesitant now. He's going to keep his full hand. I think he's going to try and clear dragons this time. It's getting a little out of hand. You got Uvia. You got Misty Dragon.
Yeah. So that's going to be the 5 go again at Miragai, which will knock her out.
Yep. And then
what is next? We can see the Glacial.
A Terra Sunder, the second one coming down.
And now this is the time where you would block with equipment twice, probably, if there's something you value in your hand.
Yep.
Because it's 2. We can't just take 7 again. Unless we have a big health gain plan, which hasn't really been a cornerstone of Dromai recently. That was like an idea in the back of, you're always playing 3 sigils because they give your dragons go again. You're always playing 3 Oasis because then now you have 12 health extra. Beating Dromai with 52 health is almost impossible.
Yeah, I remember when she first came out, people were really leaning into kind of like more of a cushiony build, but I think it's much more sleek. Right. Now we're going to see the armor blocks coming down. This is exactly correct.
3 + 2 + 2.
What's that equal?
7.
There we go. 7 blocks. No discard. I think that's what the armor's for, is for those big dominating attacks. And Oldhim is different, you know. He doesn't have too much access to dominate besides Macho Grande and these Terra Sunders. So blocking that Terra Sunder with the armor, I think, is correct.
Uvi, at the beginning of every turn, Zach has the opportunity to turn one of his Ash into a baby dragon.
Now
They're called Aether Ash Wings, not baby dragons. So somebody designed that. So
baby
I'll
sharks.
Go ahead and use it.
I want some altars that are baby sharks. Kids love that meme.
I feel like Mama Shark, Suvia. Who's Daddy Shark in this deck?
Yenderai.
That's the wrong.
That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, what?
Well, Tomatai is like a crocodile.
Oh, okay.
He kind of rolls around, gets angry.
I feel like Tomultai has been the end-all, be-all best dragon if you had to ask all these players.
What?
Dracona Optimi, nobody.
Optimized, Dad? No.
Matthew is drawing amazing right now because he's getting all of his go-again attacks to spread the blocks out enough where Zach can't set up. Zealous Belting number 2. We've seen 2 Enlightened Strikes? Just 1.
1, I'm pretty sure.
The Rouse the Ancients are going to be another one of these. Rouse the Ancients requires blocking. Zach said, I don't care about this time. But now here's another one.
So you're right. We've seen 2 Easter eggs.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like that. He's putting a card underneath, or he's thinking about it. Does he want to draw a card to turn on his Crown of Seeds, or does he want to...
So a couple of things I've noticed. So Vore has a very go-wide build right now. You're seeing the Zealous Beltings. You're seeing the E-Strikes. You're seeing... I wouldn't be surprised to see like some more go-again enablers. So he's a very aggressive Oldhim. He's not the Oldhims that you love that, you know, sit there and block and pitch stack. And remember, they can play Channel Lake Frigid.
Oh, I thought that was a Icelander card only.
So this is going to be a real beatdown game for sure. This is going to be more of a Guardian Oldhim than a Winter Oldhim.
That was 7 damage, getting blocked perfectly by 7 block. Build another dragon. Sweeping Blow is one of the best things to do because you're pitching a red, and it says, do 3, go again, and build an Ash as well. So that's one of the best. I don't know if you're one of those people that talks like card positive or Ash positive or Ash negative. Sweeping Blow is probably one of the best things you can do to be Ash positive. We're getting to the part of the weekend where we all get really loopy, and somebody is just throwing water bottles in the background.
Despicable.
We're talking with an Ashwing, which does have an Ash under it technically, which means it can be popped by Phantasm, which Macho Grande is one of those where you're like, well, I'm kind of glad you're popping it with that, because now you're not going to dominate me with a blue card 6 turns from now. Or 15 turns from now.
Yeah, once again, the access to dominate, super huge here, I think, because Zach is willing to give cards and block and be patient and build his dragon army, his empire over time. But if you can't make it so you can do that, you're going to leak so much damage. And being at 22 is scary for most heroes. Thankfully, Dromai might have some ways to get more health. I might have ways to come back a little bit. But it's still losing almost half your health right now. Dromai doesn't have the best dragon army.
Right.
Zach has to be a little bit worried.
Sweeping Blow again. We're building Ash. Yeah, let's kick Ash. I don't know. Who cares about that kind of stuff? Kick Ash, bro.
We gotta kick Ash.
We're gonna kick Ash. Make some kick Ash dragons. I guess that is the first pop of the game. That's why there's 1 on the Ghostly Touch. I missed that. We're gonna make a dragon. This is Ash negative because you don't get to pitch a red to bring Dromai out.
But you do play a Passing Barrage, which is also super solid. Having 2 of the things that Matthew Vore doesn't want to see, things where it makes it, or if he pops a dragon once again, doesn't end the turn, and he can potentially take a lot of damage.
Right. Passing Mirage means this is not Dromai, Miragai, but on an aura. It was up there for about 6 seconds. Math Vore said, I am not about that life. Here's an Othos on that.
But
didn't even move the hammer. Everybody knew what was going on.
Communicated that perfectly. But now this gives Zach Wallach a pivot point. Matthew Vore has been a great job at pressuring him, not allowing him to have a full hand, making some sacrifices on armor. But guess what? Zach has an arsenal. Zach has a Dromai. Full hand. He is about to rain down.
Right. Dragon Lady is
Dragon.
One thought process too is this is how this matchup works. Is most of the damage is going to go towards Dromai in the first half of the game, And then around 22 minutes left in the round, or 25 if we want to get technical. It'll be like, I have all my stuff set up. You've used some of your best attacks. I've used some of my best blocks. What's left in our decks? Can you take out these dragons if you've already used all your go again attacks? And any time that Zach puts down 3 dragons in one turn, Oldhim is immediately behind, and then it's, I'm going to turn on the gas and try to get this gone. This is a Mage Master Boots from Arcane Rising, everyone's favorite card. Pitch a red.
Another passing mirage.
So now any dragon I play will have protection. Yes, you got rid of my last passing mirage, but I can do it all over again.
Yep.
Dromai isn't the best one to use with this because Dromai gives you an action point back. But we see Dust. Vincericai's Dust is there. What does Dust do for people that are wondering what?
So
I know Ash. What's a Dust?
So what Dust does is it's like an item how you would put on like a passing mirage or an aura, and instead of it being like a typical Ash, it's just an Ash for a certain dragon. And when you are able to create that Ash, whenever you create that dragon, you pitch it, but when you create that dragon, it takes away the phantasm from it. Because it's like, this is from where it's from. You're not making it out of thin ash. This is the ash from where it's from. So it's not just an illusion. It's very real.
And the Red Desert one makes Vincericai unpoppable.
Which is
so now you have to hit a 1 damage dragon with your 6 damage hammer. Which a ninja would be like, this is the best day of my life, but on Guardian's probably like, this is the worst.
Yeah, no, you're starting to see Zach going very wide, and with the Nothos, you can only swing one, and most of the time you want a Nothos to be getting 2 cards out of Zach Wallach's hand. That's what it's there for, is to make it leak damage, to make it very hard to block efficiently.
Right.
Let's see, but he's at 31. We still got time. He might have a way to, we've seen the Zealous Beltons, we've seen the E-Strikes, a way to kind of clear and fix this up a bit. But definitely that passing Mirage, I don't think you'd go for next turn, because that would be your only.
Wow. We're going to pop a baby dragon, but we have an action point. Do you swing it again, or do you play this? He had a second Dust.
Yeah, you run 2 of them.
That's crazy.
You run 2 of them if I'm familiar, just because it's so strong, giving that one very spooky dragon with a giant mouth no phantasm.
And if you're like, I thought Flesh and Blood wasn't a board state game. What is going on here? Not the hour for you to watch, because there's going to be a lot of cards being placed down here. Disable's going straight towards Zach, which is interesting because now it's Zach can block with all 4 of these cards and say, who cares? And just swing with Dromai for free, basically, and then Yindarai. No, you probably swing Yindarai with the protection of the stuff. Did he just take the whole damage?
That's scary.
Yeah, Matt, this is going to be the 3 dragon turn, probably.
What's cooking in that hand, Zach? Let's see.
Asvalai.
Zach has 5 ash, too, which you can do anything. The world is yours with 5 ashes.
The world is yours.
Show me the world.
This is protected by passing Mirage. It's going to give an action point whether it gets popped or not.
Yep, that's super strong.
Asvalai is interesting because it splits the damage. So you'll be leaking damage unless you use 2 cards, one to do physical and one to do arcane. And even though it does total of 2 arcane, you can't target the same one twice.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. I think Asvalai is like really good in the mirror, because if you have like other things you can target, Asvalai can just clear them. That's what that little lightning bolt coming out of his mouth does.
Right.
Yeah.
It really takes the baby dragons out of the equation. This is an Aether Ashwing.
Yep.
This is where Matt could be like, okay, I'll pop it.
Pop the Ashwing, very nice.
But it's a 1 damage dragon that gets popped.
Yep. And he still has an action point, right? Because of Dromai?
Dromai is putting in work, which we're going to set up another board
time
card.
snap, yep. That one's insane because, once
That's
again...
the Ghostly Touch.
Yep, that's exactly correct.
Okay, here comes Matthew Vore is going to go. I have 43 health now by using the Sigil, but you've done 8 damage to me, so we're at 31.
So 3 very strong dragons presenting here.
Or 12 damage to me. I just did the worst math of my life.
You have the red dust. You have a time snap potion. Zach's going on the offensive.
Here we go. We're going to do Maragai again.
Yep. Misty Dragon.
Protection on your first dragon attack. No Phantasm anymore. Ooh. Dromai first. Keeping Dromai up as long as possible. So smart.
As a brute player with a lot of 6s, which 4 of these dragons would you go to pop if you had the popper?
I love popping Yindarai because then I don't have to attack him. And
That's actually really fair because that's really annoying to deal with, and that 3 damage starts adding up over time.
I would love to pop Miragai, but they never swing with him. Number 2. This is crazy. This is where it gets out of hand is when there's multiple Chromais in the building.
It's so
Because they can just synergize with each other of, yeah, I don't really care if you pop one of my smaller dragons. I guess we missed Uvia's funeral. When did that happen?
Oh, a long time ago.
Oh my
Long time ago,
gosh,
come
what
on.
am I doing?
For anybody also new,
I thought like Uvia was over here by the helmet or something.
there's the pop on that Chromai, but he has so many action points now. He has time snap potions. He is looking good at keep swinging. For everybody first time watching Zach Wallach, his deck is very interesting. It has all the Marvel Dragons, but double the amount you traditionally have because he doesn't want to take them out of the sleeve and ruin them, so he keeps a side deck of each one to be able to put on top.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for Illusionist playing stuff like this? Come on. And imagine Zach, now he has Lost in Thought in 3 weeks, and it's like, don't worry, I'm saving my popper so I don't get ran over, and then you just get lost in thought, and it's like, oh, well, you got to draw better.
Every time like you lose, I'm just gonna say, just draw better.
Yeah.
See how fast you can.
I wish I could.
We're
thinking about blocking here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Asvali that's the one
Dude,
that's a little bit further.
13, 31, 31, and 13 are the same, but they're backwards. If that makes sense.
Mirror match.
Dude.
So it's a 90-10.
What's that
way.
called? It's same.
Palindrome.
Palindrome.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Tech. It's a palindrome. We're in now.
His name isn't Tech.
Thanks, guy. I appreciate.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna swing with the indirect? I don't think you do, because if there's a third one, that sucks. But he's gonna do it. I wonder what the 1 purple dice means.
How many action points he has stacked, probably?
Because that's already on Dromai.
Well, yeah, but he has one of the action points also on Yenderai as well for attacking. I think right now, like he used one of them.
Oh, it has go again. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
That makes
it.
sense. And then so he has another
That is
one.
an interesting way to do that. I have not seen that before.
Yeah. How many times have you hit a 6 on Scabbies?
I have not seen that before.
that's what you
Boys
put
in the
3.
booth are tired. We can tell. We have food poisoning. Yeah.
You have food poisoning.
Sheesh.
I have.
Also, we're watching an Oldhim match and trying to make it interesting one final time. Passing Mirage number 3 is going to provide protection again. Matthew Vore's like, I've already taken care of this twice. Thank God this is the last one. Unless there's a remembrance to put another couple in.
I imagine you might have remembrance in this matchup, but I think it all depends.
You would care more about the Rake the Embers, which we have not seen Zach play a single one of those yet.
Those always get buried. Those like I want this card in this matchup, and they're like at the bottom half of your deck every time, right?
Hammer, we don't even move the hammer once again.
Oh, it's the endurance counter, not the action
Yeah.
thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
We need an endurance map fab metal token.
Yeah, I mean, or just a different color than what we're doing action points. I guess it's been there the whole time, so that is on me, guys. Thank you guys in the chat.
The colors confused us. They're the same.
Zach hasn't had a threat at his life total in about 3 turns, but Matt Vore has only lost 7 health in that time.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like, here's your open window, but how come you haven't busted through the window yet? And I think we're waiting for Vincerikai to show up, because then that'll put in some absolute work.
Yep. He is definitely set up for that.
You can't do, can you do, oh my gosh, can you do, with Irish Dromai, can you take dusts and turn them into swings? I don't think you can, right? They're not
No, because dusts are like a consumable. It's like it's different. It's like it's a material. That's what it's a material. It's not because Irish Dromai uses auras to swing.
Okay.
Yep. So you cannot. That would be broken.
Swing at them. Okay, got it.
That would be broken though.
All right, here's the play. We are making another Yenderai. They're going to put a purple 1 on it. That's going to be the endurance counter.
Yep.
That means it's basically like a shield that the first time damage happens 2, you prevent 3 of it.
Correct.
Unless you Vambrace? Does that work? Interesting. Maybe
That's very interesting.
Maybe that's how that works too.
I don't know that interaction. Is Vambrains because they can't prevent damage?
You could swing an Anothos for 4, but then you wouldn't have an extra one to pay
No.
for. Yeah, that doesn't make
Maybe we'll see.
Dromai's coming in.
I want to see the Vambrains put work in.
Action point. This is not a popper, so we're just keeping. We're taking 1 damage from Matt. Here comes Sweeping Blow. Believe this will be a blue one. This is one of my favorite cards to go. I will never block a blue Sweeping Blow in my entire life. Just go ahead and.
I'll take the 1. Yep. Pocket Sand.
The reason why it's called Iris Dromai is because you use Iris of reality.
Yep.
So you just put an H in there. And then Dromai, instead of her name doesn't really seem Irish, you go Dr. Oh My, like Soulplane has in the chat.
We're just a bunch of silly people here in the Mac community.
Creativity.
Yeah, silly names.
We're figuring out which dragon. How about Yindarai number 1? Immediate pop. Up to 6.
Look at producer Justin. He's admiring Zach because he's also a Dromai.
He's trying to learn everything Zach has by osmosis, so he can do it in Las Vegas. And
also going to Nats. Also going to Nats. Yep.
We're doing the second Yindarai. Is there another popper in your hand?
Matthew's been doing a great job of managing these dragons. There was much more dragons out on the field before this, and he's doing a good job of kind of keeping the wave of them back and still being able to remove them. At 21 health, life's a resource. Zach's at 13. Remember that big swing he took. So
he took damage from the Yindarai that I thought was happening, and then Zach was like, go ahead, I'll do Maragai because I don't think you have a popper, or I'm just trying to get damage, or I'm trying to get a card out of your hand maybe. And Matthew said, nope, it is a popper. We'll go ahead and get rid of that big pain that is Maragai. This is where Zach is hoping to draw in his next 2 hands. A Vincerikai puts him very far ahead.
And there it is.
Rake the Embers number 1.
Rake.
So this will make 3 Aether Ash Wings, up to 3, which he has so much Ash right now where that does make sense to do for him. I think there's a healing.
Baby dragon.
Yeah. Aether Ash Wing for 1. What are you going to do? But he did not use Chromai. So if this does get popped, there is no action point anymore, which is fine. Zach is like, I'm doing this on purpose.
He needs to build
instant speed. I will go ahead and gain 3.
Nice.
Sigil of Solace, but not the Merlion. Then we're going to pitch
more Ash
to do our Flamescale Furnace. I feel like Flamescale Furnace is probably one of the best designed legendary equipments of the game. Whoever did that one, I would love Flamescale Furnace for other heroes. That'd be very cool.
Matthew being able to clear another big dragon out of the way. Chromai going off the board. Zach didn't have too much of an impactful turn besides setting up that rake. You saw it was a sigil. You saw it was Oasis. You want to see a dragon, so defensive. So, but I think we're kind of leveling out a little bit. You're seeing Matthew get kind of stable. You're seeing Zach kind of going a little bit on the back foot as he's trying to find the right answers to keep pressure going. Another rake here would be massive for Zach if you can pull it off, because that would just completely refill the board. And now you have 5 baby dragons at home you got to deal with.
And there it is.
There's a second rake.
Sheesh.
Look at that. Now he has 5 dragons.
So what this is representing is anytime Matthew gets exhausted of poppers, we can just dump 5 damage.
And Chromai coming down as well, replacing the one that Matthew took the time to remove last turn.
That's some of the most annoying thing when you're playing Dromai is like, I'm going to get rid of this dragon, and then you immediately replace the same dragon down the next turn, and you're like, all right, well.
There's 3 of them, Blake.
Thanks for everything.
It's going to happen.
All right. We're not going to pitch for Ash this time around.
Yeah.
Thunderquake. Nothing to sneeze at.
A blue one. No heave, just a lot of damage coming down. That would be, if Zach was saying no blocks, that would take half of his health. I don't think that would happen. I think that he probably wants to block at least a little bit here.
But it is vanilla, so there is the thought process of, who cares? More dragons.
Yeah.
I've got sigils coming up. Justin just gave somebody a thumbs up and nod. So I wonder if that's Evan. The superstar.
I think that was his friend Angie Rudin right there.
Oh, nice. Those are the 3 best Dromai players, I feel like, in our area.
Yeah.
Until Steve Lee shows up for all this stuff.
Then he just wins it all.
The time snap potion that you're wondering about, the whole thought process behind that is so. Oh, not you. The chat's wondering about it.
I'm wondering too.
Oh, you're wondering?
I'm wondering.
That's so you can get around your opponent popping ghostly touch whenever you put down like a. I guess he's done with all his passing mirages.
Was it like semblance? Doesn't that make it so it doesn't have phantasm anymore?
Right, but that's super expensive.
Confirm.
Both doesn't block and requires a blue to play.
We need Mara here to tell us.
This is a dragon. This doesn't have go again because we haven't played a red card. Winky face. We probably have sigil in hand. That's kind of the thought process there.
A little sink.
Sigil to give it go again.
Very nice. Very
now
nice.
we're close in life. Here's Aether Ashwing number. Do it, Zach. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
No, I gotta rate my life totals, shake my hand a bit, talk about what I'm thinking about doing.
He's explaining his thought process. Oh, okay.
I think they may be doing the whole, I'm going to attack you with every dragon, I'm going to attack you with this, which isn't very visually interesting. Or I bet there is a life total discrepancy right now. Because something... Okay, all right. Dragon number 2.
Back to play.
Good thing I didn't hold that the whole time. That one's going to get popped.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to 10. So the magic number... Yeah.
What's the magic number? It's like a certain amount over what they're having. It's like
it's not going to be right
like
now.
6 or 7 over
we
what?
We need Matthew Vore to lose another 9 or 10 health. This is what we were talking about earlier. Of Rouse the Ancients is going to be able to spread Zach pretty thin of blocks because the Nothos after this kind of makes this a 7 + 6, 13 damage turn.
Yep.
We haven't seen Tumultai yet. So far, I don't think the equipment on Matthew's side has really done anything that if he had Tumultai, this game would have been over by now.
No, Tumultai would have been huge, but of course, it's a 1 of in the deck.
Right.
And it's in the bottom half of your deck every time, right? Right on the matchups you need it.
These guys always have it turn 3 against every wizard they ever play. So stop playing that deck.
Turn 1 Tumultai against Wizard just hurts so much.
That is how Zach won his AGE finals.
Like, look in the hand. Do you see that? It looked like a little crocodile baby. A little Tumultai in his hand as
my
well.
goodness.
Speaking of the devil.
I think it's cool, too, to like, oh, I love Tumultai so much, it's my sleeves. Like,
he is the one, I think, one of the best dragons at that rarity.
Yes. Dominion can just really ruin somebody's day, too. We haven't seen that yet.
So can blow up your equipment.
Yeah, I mean, they're both super strong in pretty much most situations. Yeah, doing some anime hand thing? That was crazy. He was like this. So sick.
Just stretching his hand, like?
He's thinking. I think this is a matchup, too, where they have played it so much, but once again, if your opponent has like a card you didn't expect, or there's so much bluffing in person where maybe you look across and you're like, okay, there's no way he has a popper. I saw him look at his cards weird when he drew them. That could be a tactic, too, of I'm double bluffing you.
Still has that also dust, so you're going to have Vincerica come down and it'd be really difficult for Matthew Vore because it won't be able to get popped.
Somebody said Dominion has been gone for years.
Worst dragon in the trash. Okay, and a sink. Rouse the Ancients is really strong here.
Right. We're blocking all of that. Now 6 more. I wonder what he was trying to get off of Sync. If he's like, if I draw Vincerica, I'll take the Nothos. I bet that is what's going on. Great. We did move the hammer this time, so that's nice. Which one is this? Was that an altar, or is that just what that looks like?
That shiny,
that's
bro.
That's Billowing Mirage.
Yeah,
we're going to make a dragon and then 3 with go again.
Cold foil shows on the screen a little better than the rainbow foil. That's what that is, I think.
Okay. So this will give dragons go again. So we can do 3 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 3 + 3.
It, like, Billowing Mirage gives it straight up?
This has go again on it.
Yeah, the Billy Mudge has go again, but you're saying that Billy Mudge.
Because it's a red, yeah.
Oh,
It
he
gives
plays
all the
red, and then it
dragons
gives
go.
I mean, it makes a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
I thought you like active.
Hero power.
Dromai does it. Yeah, hero power.
That's why you need to play Crush Confidence
Yep.
against Dromai. Stop her in her tracks. And then just block it all and pass. That'd be the worst.
All right.
Matthew's going to be
Hashtag
popping.
one. You think he's gonna pop it?
Always be popping.
He has Chromite, right?
That one's gone. Okay, so
one action
you're
point
wasting your poppers on my 1 damage Ashwings.
But then he can swing. So the whole point is it shuts down the turn right there. He doesn't leak any more damage, and then he just swings at the big ones.
Right.
You pop the small one, swing the big one. Pop the small one, swing the big one.
So we're going to do Buckling Blow one more time. Interesting. This is
His deck might be triple
a
sleeve.
blue and a
I'm not
blue?
100% sure.
Is this 4 pitch or 5? I thought Buckling Blow was 4. Because I know those are 2 blues, or maybe you wouldn't play Macho Grande yellow, would you? I'm worried about I'm worried about the wrong thing.
No.
We're Buckling Blow.
Yeah.
We could really mess up a piece of equipment, which would be the Ghostly Touch, so we could buckle it later. That's the idea there.
Yep.
Justin's looking up in the air.
Have we seen a buckle get pitched?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a
buried in the
blood, but
deck.
why would you have Buckling Blow red?
Yeah.
He's been using Crown.
He has been using
that's
Crown. Yeah, he might be hidden. Yeah.
But it hides it from the commentators,
I
too.
know, that's not very nice.
This is Rake the Embers, the final one, unless we start doing this.
Yep.
Dragons just went from 3 to 6.
That's exponential value, Blake.
Matt was like, okay, that sucks because I've been trying to get these dragons out one by one, and now you just made 3 more.
Yeah, he does have oversleeves. I can see in the on the little border.
Cranial Crush. We're going to put the squeeze on Dromai's head. If this hits her for 4 or more, won't be able to draw cards. I don't know if that was anything that Zach was trying to do. Also, you can't really take 8 damage. So what Zach's doing when he's thinking about blocking is like, is this part of my end game plan or not? Block with all the cards that aren't my end game plan, and keep the other ones, which is kind of like, okay, duh, Blake, but it is blocking 7 of 8. Somebody says Moraga in a blue, and he's good. I could agree with that. Good idea. Vincerakai, possibly an Arsenal.
Probably an Arsenal. You'd have to have seen one by now.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That is not a legendary, so there could be 3.
I know there's typically it's 2 dusts, maybe 3 Vincerakai.
That'd be crazy if you ran 2 dust and only 2 Vincerakai. You're trying to get him out.
No.
This is just the perfect time.
You run 3 dust? Doesn't it?
No, 2 dust.
Yeah, it's 2
2
dust.
dust,
Yeah.
but 3 Vincerakai, yeah.
Yeah.
You can block with
Burn them all. Really great here. Start leaking damage now.
Burn them all is great because, once again, split damage is just very oppressive at any point in the game, but definitely at the end.
Yeah.
The purple on this one is the arcane damage, not an endurance counter. So purple things could be anything.
1-1. Gonna pop it?
Pop. Arcane still goes through, though.
Yes, it does.
So there's not a pitch there, so Matt did take one there.
He pitches him Vincerakai to the bottom. Maybe he's looking to pitch stack a certain order. Vincerakai is going to come towards the end and force cards out of Matthew's hand.
Because if I force cards out of hand with Vincerakai and then Ghostly Touch later, that just makes that Ghostly Touch damage. Okay, cool. We have 13 over here. Vincerakai would make that a 19 damage turn. Spinal Crush is one of the best things Matt can play right now. Because if he can catch him with maybe a Remembrance and the 3rd Sigil, then maybe he wouldn't be able to block everything and maybe has to use a combo piece to block, which would be devastating. So there's still a chance for Guardian to get out of this.
I think Zach has some answers. He has D-Reacts. He has Instants. Matthew's not giving him too much room here, especially with this. This demands a block, right? This is something that says, well, guess what? You won't be able to swing back at all next turn against me. So Zach has to be efficient about how he blocks here.
I think what's interesting is that this is just an old dude with a hammer, and look how many dragons and other things that are going on. And that, like, this is what it takes to beat Oldhim, is to have your 15 damage, or not 15 damage, your 15 piece combo, take 36 damage, and make sure you draw everything in the right way so you can keep going. We're gonna block 3.
Yep, as well.
I'm assuming there's gonna be a sink or something.
There is an Oasis,
Oasis
which
is
is going to give
better.
him +1 health as well, which is great.
Plus
We love
1 health, plus 1 ash too.
Yep, yep. So he had a decent blocking hand, it looks like.
Right. 3 plus 4 is take 2, but heal 1. Make sure you do that the right way. Fingers crossed. Draw 4, hope it's good cards. Crown with Tunic resource.
Yep, yep.
That was what got the arcane last time. Thanks, everybody. Sorry about that. Dragons.
Dromai.
Dromai, even with no real cards in my hand, I can Dromai first,
An action point too, right?
and then I can swing with another dragon after this.
Yep, yep. So you at least get 2 Dromai sick for this exact reason.
Right.
Area save. And you have the 1 arcane.
That's going to hit the discard pile after getting
Popped.
obliterated by a 6 damage attack.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen. He's got more resources here. See, Yandora is the dad. He protects the
Okay.
babies.
I like that.
Yep, yep, yep. He protect.
We don't have go again on dragons. We just have 1 action point left because we have not played a red. So this is a 3 damage attack.
Also pops.
And now it's maybe, I don't really care about these dragons because I'm just trying to get Ghostly Touch up.
Remembrance.
And let's see, we're going to go Dromai. 1 maybe target would be Rake the Embers number 4, but maybe it's just,
Mirage
no,
Eye.
we're doing this.
Passing. Okay.
This is the in-game combo with Ghostly Touch, nothing else. There's no point in getting queued of more baby dragons.
Yep, yep, yep.
It is build the exact combo you want, and now there's probably, I would say, 18 to 20 cards left in Zach's deck. So sometime in the next 5 turns, he can put this away. Can you do 5 turns in 10 minutes? Fingers crossed. I don't know if they have time extension. They kind of went a little late.
They should have a slight time extension.
They were pile shuffling like 5 times. That was this
that
match?
that was before that. It was they got pulled for a different.
Right.
They'll have a time extension anyways. If you get pulled for stream, it takes like we up you.
Right.
So you gotta have some transfer time by when the time starts. So
This timer's mostly for chat, not for judging. I feel like that's one thing that maybe gets lost in a broadcast is like, we are not the official like, don't listen to like.
we're not the timekeepers.
Yeah,
We are here for your entertainment and knowledge.
not to make sure that the people are honest.
Blake?
There's judges over there.
Sometimes our looks, but not all the
No,
time. Not all the
I
time.
wish. Zach, what do you have?
Show me what you got.
4 dragons. I think it's interesting too because you could put all that stuff in, and then you draw it in the wrong order, and you're like, what?
But after your remembrance,
Right.
you have to shuffle it. Yeah.
You did shuffle, so who cares about a pitch stack on Zach's side now?
I think he got something really upsetting, something that doesn't allow him
Yeah.
to produce momentum. It looks like a burn them all, an oasis.
And that's
A
the
sink,
speed
maybe?
bump you could run into.
Yeah, what's that? I wonder what's an arsenal.
What do you think, Vinzerikai?
And he's just waiting for the setup
Yeah,
for that.
that's what we think.
He
We had to vote.
he ghostly touches Venserikai, make it impossible for him to block and just leaks damage.
Right.
Okay. Double block.
We're
Sounds
blocking
good.
no
Asvalai, burn them all, gone.
Some arcane damage is hitting the discard pile, so it's not going to be arcane that gets Matt.
Interesting. Zach, just going for the baby dragon, not playing any reds in order to go again. So this is the only attack coming through. But it's going to be 1-1 because of the burn them all.
Maybe this is the 3rd sigil.
That'd be crazy.
That would make all this make sense. Because why would you keep these cards? Oh, we're going to remembrance number 2, maybe? There we go.
Wow, you're a dude.
No, I mean, I
just-
saw it. Yeah, there was no.
Are
It
you
is an
Dromai?
interesting thought of like, why would you keep the other? Why would you use the other cards to block if you're going to do this? Dromai, same exact 3 we picked last time. That's a very interesting thing of. I know I have 2 remembrances, but instead of doing like the first half of the combo and waiting for the second remembrance, I'm going to do the combo each time with Remembrance. So I know it's in there no matter what. And by combo, we mean passing Mirage. It'll go, I'm going to play my Time Snap Potion to give me 2 action points. I'm going to passing Mirage and then swing Ghostly Touch. And then Ghostly Touch will be protected by the passing Mirage. And there's other stuff like Dromai gives action points too. You just want to have some redundancy in what you have in your deck list still, so you can make sure the Ghostly Touch is protected. That's the whole point here. A Nothos.
This is really scary.
6 damage Nothos.
Possibly threatening a pummel.
Which one of the? Oh, 3 cards on hand. Okay.
What if it's double pummel?
3 cards on hand.
Double.
Oh, he tunicked? What happened?
You can use tunic.
Oh, yeah. No, he used. What happened here?
Why he has 3 cards in hand, 1 pummel. Or he had
I'm
rouses.
Okay. Put 2 rouse. We're just going to Anothos for 10. This is a, oh my gosh, you just die out of nowhere attack. But usually when somebody does this, they probably have a defense reaction, and they just don't want to deal with pummel and attack action later. We're going to do even better. We're going to block technically 9 of the 10.
The wall.
Because we're going to heal up.
Yep. And also it's funny because that was a defensive hand that he drew before, and that's what kind of really messed him up. But here, where Matthew Vore has been setting up a pitch stack, and we kind of setting up a surprise finisher like this, he has actually a response on top of it, which is great. Yep.
Offensive Crown is something that I have not seen 100 times in my life, so that does make sense.
Used to them using them as a
yeah, I'm used to them ruining
offensively.
all my breakpoints for the rest of my life.
I don't think the breakpoints matter too much here against those dragons.
No.
So you probably use it offensively.
Man Brace is going to do 1 more damage to Zach because we have the money.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, but we need to pitch. No.
Nope, he could, but it is not.
There is 1 left over.
I think Man Brace is attack action.
I can count to 6. Yes, it's an attack
action.
An
Yeah,
attack,
it's not
action.
weapon. That'd be broken if it was a weapon, bro.
Zach is maybe going to play a second. Oh, no. Swing. Okay. You can't play the dust, really. I think this card has been stuck in his hand, or maybe he's like, I do want to do this stuff. I do want to keep this dust for something. We're blocking a 1 damage dragon with one of our best defensive cards, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because use him when you got him. Maybe you're trying to get to your more offensive things to get this final 6 damage. Earlier, we saw him pop with a Macho Grande. Macho Grande is one of the best hits right now because it's one of the only ways that we can get Dominate. The other way we can get Dominate is to flip over an ice card right now, but Matt does not have an ice card in hand. That would turn this Glacial Footsteps from just a really powerful card to a very powerful card with Dominate. Right now, time of the round has been called behind us for everyone else.
They got an extension from before.
So
this is an accurate clock.
I think everyone, they technically, I'm the guy in the booth is saying 8 minutes.
Yep.
So go ahead and put +5 in your mind on this right now. Dromai.
Yep.
This is Dromai number 4 because we were remembranced. Yichin is there. That's head judge Yichin. He's going to make sure everybody is copacetic, playing everything correctly.
Shout out Yishin, head judge, been doing a great job running a great event on the judge side. And all our judge staff who came out today. 2 cold foil ALSs were pulled out of the judge packs. Yeah. Insane. We freaked out. We will see the videos later.
Okay, Vincericai's coming. I'm wondering if this means he's not using Dust of the Red Desert this time, or does he go grab the Dust of the Red Desert?
I do not think he's using it this time, no.
Okay.
He's keeping it there.
It is important to show the right stuff.
2 dust, 3 Vinny. You'd only need 2 Vinnies for the dust, right? And is it her first Vinny?
Yes.
Yes, correct.
And so you've played a red card by playing Invoke Vincericai, so this dragon will have go again. Matt is checking Graveyard, checking Banish. Wants to make sure he knows what he's up against instead of getting surprised after doing this for 50 minutes. That would be the worst thing that could happen, is thinking something is coming at you when it's not and blocking the wrong way. Aether Ashwing pressure
Very, very relevant here.
does 4 every turn. So technically, you could break a bigger. No, he's gonna say, I'm gonna be disciplined and break the first dragon you send me.
Yeah, but this is super important here. If he he has the blue Macho Grande, dude. Zach's at 4 health.
I mean,
But Zach does have 1 armor on his furnace that might be able to
blue
dig him
Macho
out.
Grande's 8, which that's crazy if Matthew gets out of this, because I eventually have been thinking like Zach has had the quote unquote nuts of like everything's going his way kind of in the mid game, but the remembrance kind of made everything not slow down, but it is like I want to draw these things. Okay, we're just gonna note those. So no Macho Grande yet.
We're gonna try and set it
We
up.
are going to. This is just 4, I promise. A note those for 4.
I think you're kind of hesitant here, right? Because you saw an immovable really early, just 1. Whereas the second one, just 1 immovable it would be a very out of like left park field thing.
Right.
So he's probably like, well, wherever this other immovable is, it can stop me. So he wants to be very careful on how the approach is to finishing Zach. The wall. When you're facing the wall,
Right.
you better come correct, or else you're gonna get punished.
Because Pummel will punt it away if you have enough. Not Pummel on an Anothos, but like sometimes that surprise Anothos is for 10 now, can do some stuff.
Using the armor here.
Rid of the armor. Oh,
Pummel overhead.
there we go.
The wall, Wallach, knowing that's what's happening right now, was great reads.
So there's 10 damage coming in. We're blocking 8.
Matthew Vore's putting together some really excellent like finishers or confirms, and Zach is just ready.
He's probably like, just die already.
Dude, I would be like that too. Oh my God, every time he has an answer, but that's why we call him the wall.
Pitch a red, play Miragai. Miragai offers protection to your first dragon. Now it's time to Vincerikai. This has go again because we've invoked.
Burn them all.
This is where I am going to just hit you with everything I have and hope my 2 health sticks around.
And now we have our ghostly touch as well. We have our time snaps.
The other line of text that's on Vincerikai, why he's so strong, is if any of this 6 damage hits Matt Vore, we will go ahead and do another 3 arcane.
Yeah.
Just out of the sky. So 9 damage is represented here.
Out of the sky.
We're going to block 2. We're going to block 4 of the physical. And then everything else goes through. So that's 5 damage total. 2 physical, 3 arcane. What's the next dragon you want to send over, Zach? I think it would be interesting to maybe do Dromai just to. I don't know if he does not have a card in hand.
He does not have a card in hand.
So pretty face up here. He can't get to 11 though. So it is kind of like, how could you threaten lethal? You need to get cards out of Matt's hand, so you don't have to deal with like a Macho Grande. Macho Grande could just put this away though, and then it's one of those things where one player is doing.
You see it. I see it.
A 1,000-piece puzzle, and the other dude's playing a card with Dominate. You're like,
if you know he has it, you just go all in, right?
Right.
So he couldn't pop it, right, because of the barrage eye, right?
Right.
There is the burn them all trigger having at the end. Oh, so
Macho Grande.
What's he draw?
Tunic plus 2 blues. I think Zach's probably going to go. Dang it.
GG. Yep, Matthew Vore got it. Was very close to setting it up, but didn't quite just get it.
I think that is the first time I've seen Zach lose that matchup before.
It's a very grindy matchup for sure.
It does feel like we were more confident than Zach was maybe those last couple turns. Like maybe Zach knew the writing on the wall of, I was hoping to get this set up a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have
I feel like he was doing the best he can.
This room to Oldhim. Like, it'd be nice to get a Vincerikai earlier. And then, like Vincerikai kind of took its time.
Yeah.
And we got a dust early, but the Vincerikai took its time. We pitched one. We didn't play one.
Yep.
Then it was like, Vincerikai's coming. I could attack with 6, or I want to wait for the dust. So maybe that 6 there, I don't know if it throws off Matthew or if he's like, no, I got it like that. Completely. Time snap was maybe available.
taxing the hand is a little available, but once you go for it, then what do you have to beat Oldhim after that?
He didn't have 11 damage of dragons, so it's like,
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
It's a very hard matchup for sure, and not easy to pilot, and one that was played at the Pro Tour Finals.
Right.
And
That is what happened there.
Yep.
Even with Oldhim winning, I think Matthew Vore will do the unthinkable and top 8 both days, which is very cool. I have not done that before.
We got one more round.
Somebody did that last year. That was Tao Tao that got top 8 at both the Battle Hardened last year in July and then the RTN we had the next day.
Yeah.
So he will join Tao Tao in doing that, which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and take a short break because we just used the whole hour.
Yeah.
There's no interview here.
It was a lovely hour, Blake. Always enjoy. Thank you.
And then we'll have a thing where it's like, Zach is my Dromai player that's like, don't worry, I'll never lose it. And then it's like, come on, Zach, you gotta
root
win
for him,
this.
underdog. He's
Come
definitely
on,
trying
bro.
here. But I'm excited to see who our top 8 is going to be. We have one more round.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Don't leave. Go get some snacks. We'll be right back.